Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Pop Art Hunter channel, and today we're going to be reviewing... No, that's wrong. 9 More Old Men. We reviewed the 9 Old Men previously, and this 9 Old Men is the follow-up set of books for that collection, so we're going to be taking a look at this. The other one I unwrapped from scratch. This one came unwrapped, so we're going to go ahead and open it up and flip through the flip books and show you what these look like. Let's get started. Alright, this is similar to the 9 Old Men collection, but not exactly the same. The 9 More Old Men, you get more. So you actually get, a little bit more. It's not exactly a square box, and you get a little bit of extra lip over here. So the books will be, I believe that just means there's more books or more pages within the books, because I believe the books sit this way. So we'll go ahead and take a look at that. So yeah, it looks as though you have a couple thicker flip books, and so that's the width. So the width of the books themselves is the same, so those fit together very nicely. And if you are going to display these, storing them side by side like this, I even think on a shelf, even if they're tilted down, I think is probably a good way to do it. So the flip books are going to be the same as I mentioned in the original video I did on the other set. This is just it's a heavy duty box. It's got this sort of like linen sort of covering on it that feels really nice. It's just quality. And then the books match that style. So the binding on the books follow that. They kind of have a little embossing, a little indentation here. And so that's nice. But the whole thing is really sturdy and really nice. So we're going to look at each of these individually. I'll flip through a little piece of it. This is Hal King, the flip book, and this is going to be a Donald Duck. Donald Duck is pulling down a screen. So I try to get these up here so you can see the animation if possible. So he's going ahead and putting up this screen. Okay, it's a little hard to see there on camera. There he goes. So he's pulling down the screen. It goes up. And then he goes into a Donald sort of fit about it. That's a fun one. All right. The interesting thing here is always to see whether or not I'm going to know these characters. So I got Donald. I got Goofy here, so I know where that's from. I don't know what cartoon it's from specifically. Got to get a good pacing on these. So you can see, okay, he's like kicking and dancing here. He's just doing a little bit of a dance there. That's kind of fun. Yeah, old Goofy is fun. I really wish I could get something animation art or something from the Goofy movie. So this is so that was John Sibley. This is UB Eworks or UB Eworks. It doesn't have a period, so I'm imagining it's UB. It's a interesting name. I've never heard UB Eworks. And this looks like Mickey Mouse, but doesn't look like quite the Mickey Mouse, the polished one that you maybe know and love. So I'm not really sure here. I've never seen this particular version of a Mickey. What is happening? He exploded? I'm not quite sure. Oh, a horseshoe fell on his head. I couldn't see the horseshoe from my angle. I'm like, he just imploded. We got Norm Ferguson doing Pluto. Pluto the dog there. Just kind of sitting down, alert there, walking off. Yeah, these are just really cool. And again, when I'm doing the angle for the camera here, but when you're doing this in person for somebody, it's just, I don't know, it's just a really cool interactive piece. And to let somebody flutter through themselves, it's like they're making animation in their hands. And so it's kind of a cool feeling for them. It brings them back if they might have done this before. So this is a rabbit playing tennis. I don't know what rabbit it is, but they are... I don't know who that rabbit is. I don't think it's a Bugs, but... And then on the back of here, they have the photos of the various artists here in some sort of a working condition or profile shot. Oh, we got another Goofy, and Goofy's moving a piano. This will not end well. And this is a larger book. So there's more sketches, and so thus it will be a longer scene. So he keeps trying to push it up, and it's just not quite going, and it's not working out for him. Okay, and then we've got Grim. Oh, well, that was Art Babbitt, and this is Grim Natewick. And this is Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs. So Snow White is hanging her clothing on a deer, it appears. And this one has a little bit more color to it. I'm assuming to try to distinguish between the pieces of clothing so that people can see the sketches. And when that goes to the inkers and the color artists, they kind of have a better distinction of what's there and the individual pieces. I'm sure it helps them. Don't remember this guy's name. This is from Pinocchio. Monstro was the whale. This is Maestro. I don't know. I don't know what the guy's name is. But I'm almost sure this is from Pinocchio. And this guy is doing a little dance. Kind of a rumba here. He's shaking his bootay. It looks like. He's having a good old time. And this is a bigger book too. There's a lot more animation to it. I think this is the guy from Pinocchio. I'm pretty sure. Trying to see if I can see on there the name, but I'm pretty sure it's Pinocchio guy. I was in a huge Dumbo, Pinocchio, and some of those earlier. And they're not super early, but they were a little bit early for me in growing up. And I remember thinking they were a little bit older for style, and it just didn't gravitate them towards them as a kid. This is Freddie Moore, the last of the 9 Moore Ullmen. A little bit of Mickey Mouse with a cane, sort of tossing up and having a good time. Clicking his heels, dancing, falling, whatever he's doing there. Yeah, so another nice set of books, and then here's a little bit more about the Night Old Men and this sort of set, and it kind of shows a little bit more, gives a little biography about each of the artists and who they were. So that's a pretty cool little addition to it as well. And I'll show you this one because I just flipped through it. So here's Freddie Moore, and he has a stork in his office. I mentioned this in another video. We're doing one of the Disney art books, but it's like, can you imagine what it was like going into Disney and just, you never knew what you were going to find when you went in there, because they're just like, yeah, let's bring in an animal. Let's go ahead and have a stork live on set, or not even on set, like in our office. Just, have him sit there all day. So as I mentioned, this is a sturdy box, a sturdy set. It feels substantive, even though it's a little bit smaller of a box, or maybe smaller than some of the other books that I have that I call substantive. I like that big book and feel, but it's got a nice heft to it because it's very securely done. So it is a little bit more heavy. And when I first got the 9 Old Men collection, I actually thought that it was going to be a miniature. So I thought it was going to be, about this size right here. And I thought, well, that's a little small. And so when I saw some of the prices, I thought, I'm not going to pay that for this little bitty tiny thing that has these little miniature flip books. But I was pleasantly surprised. So you got the 9 Old Men, you got the 9 more Old Men. I think they're going to look really great together in my collection. As I said, with the original 9 Old Men flipbook box set, I think this is a really cool set of books. It's a cool conversation piece. It's interactive, and the quality is just so great. And they continued that quality with this set. They made sure that everything in here was solid, and it has a cool, not cool, it is not cool to the touch, but it has an awesome, cool, and awe-inspiring kind of linen feel to it. It's just heavy duty and high quality. This one is just a little bit bigger than the other set of books, but I think that together they're going to look good on display. Again, I like that interactive piece. Somebody comes over, you can talk about animation. You're like, yeah, well, this is how they do it. And everybody has now, I think, a concept, or a lot of people have a concept of how animation works, but this is just such a cool way to put it in somebody's hands. Or whether you're talking about somebody who is a little bit older, who maybe doesn't care about animation art or collecting, or just a kid, that they have no concept. They see all these 3D animated Pixar movies or CGI, and they don't know about that lost art. I hope it's not lost forever, but the lost art of animation and how that worked out. So cool set of books, high quality. Can't recommend them enough. If you can find them, I know sometimes they come up available and they're way a higher price than you would ever want to pay for them. So when you see it, buy it. That's a good rule about collecting. When you see it, buy it. Just make sure you don't pay too much for it. But this is a quality set. I highly recommend it. We'll see you next time on Pop Art on Flipbook.